Oh, but Tinker is over the recruiter. And then Scrap Scrounger. Get back your ornate talking trays. And we're done. Let's see, top 10. Top 10. Sandhopper, Prospector, Talon Scout, Corner of the Market, Tourist Trap, Exchange Program, Pull-Up Stakes, AR Esquire, Quija Outpost, and Puzzling Trinket. So I think these could all deserve to be up here. So let me describe why. So Sandhopper, Sith of Angmar won, I think it was the Archon with a Sandhopper deck, but Sandhopper is the one. It's an artifact and says return a friendly creature to its owner's hand. If you do, you may play a non-Ekwidon creature from your hand. So it lets you pull back the tokens that have important cards underneath them, while at the same time like house cheating out of house cards. Or you can just like pick up a card and basically replay it. Like if you have like CR Officer Hawkins, you could pick up CR Officer Hawkins and replay it. So there's a bunch of possibilities with this card. And Sith of Angmar's deck had like cards with enhancements, I think. And then it would bounce them. So you get those enhancements over and over again. And then Prospector, the infamous token that draws a card when it's destroyed. So I don't have one of these myself, but you see it a lot on TCO. There have been some successful decks in the Vault Tours with it. Talon Scout. So this is the one where you get to like look at your opponent's hand. You look at your opponent's hand and you play a creature from it as if it were yours. And they get the Talon Scout, which can be used as if it belongs to the active house. But it's like a lateral shift, basically. So that's amazing. And it has an amber bonus on it? Like, what? Corner of the Market? So this is an action that says, during your opponent's next turn, they cannot play cards. Ding, ding, ding. Like, amazing. And each time they discard a card from their hand, they may archive that card from their discard pile. So it's a rare, so you just don't see it very often, I guess. But Befuddle is one of like the best cards in the set. And that does that, basically. And then we have Tourist Trap, which makes a token. And you can like swap your tokens with enemy creatures. That is pretty great. Just being able to have this thing that can always take one of your opponent's important creatures as long as you are able to make a token. Exchange Program. This is the payoff for capturing an Ekwidon. So you can swap a friendly creature and an enemy creature. That basically gives Ekwidon a exile. Like if it had Saurian's Exile. So you can capture Amber on something and then give it away. Pull-up stakes is just good creature control. And then AR Esquire. This one gives all of your non-token creatures the destroyed ability to create tokens. So this combos with your board wipes, basically, because you can like destroy all of your stuff and make a whole board of tokens. And if you have Prospector with this thing, then you can make a whole bunch of Prospectors that will later draw cards. So this thing's insane. And then we have a Quija Outpost, which you can put a friendly creature on the bottom of its owner's deck to draw 3 cards. So that's just a great card draw engine and lets you put back your important tokens. And then we have Puzzling Trinket to round out the top 10. So Puzzling Trinket, this one lets you alter what your enhancements are. So when you resolve an amber bonus icon, you may choose to resolve it as a capture, damage, or draw instead. So there's just a ton of potential with this thing, and it adds 2 amber to your deck. So I think that's a pretty solid top 10. You have some of the best Ekwidon effects here. You have Disruption, Efficiency, Card Draw. You have the Capturing payoff with Exchange Program. And then in the bottom, I have the Blacksmith. So this card is theoretically bad because at the start of each player's turn, that player chooses to either make a token, creature, or draw a card. Because it happens at the start of each player's turn, your opponent, when you play this, gets the effect before you do. So your opponent will basically have a seven card hand on their next turn or an extra creature. Envoy of Aery. So this thing, it just swaps stuff with a friendly creature. I've never seen this do anything significant. So it's basically just a 5 power creature. And then the Amber Road. So Omni, put 1 trade counter on the Amber Road, then gain 1 Amber for each trade counter on it, and then give control of the Amber Road to your opponent. So basically when you use that, you're going to gain 1, and then your opponent gets this artifact because they receive it exhausted, but when it readies, they're going to have an artifact so that they can use to gain 2. So it's just kind of awkward. Usually I think you would just like hold this until you need to gain 1 amber, like at the end of the game. Or you could, in like a longer game where you're not afraid of giving your opponent 2 amber, you could hope that they use it and that you can outlast them and use it to gain 3 amber, but Now, if I could find that flea market deck. Crispy Crispus. Let's give them amber to steal. Oh, let's use the action too. Reveal Mars. Okay, yes. Now I steal it all. Haha.